Hello everyone, thank you for joining us for another video. Monty and I, he's yawning in the back there if you can see him. Monty and I are here in Fochabers and we're going to have a little bit of a explore around the town, point out a few things and visit a few things as well. It's looking like quite a nice morning, so hopefully it's not going to rain and we're going to have a nice morning, so join us. So we have just came to what was once known as Christie's Garden Centre. Now Christie's Garden Centre was founded in 1820 as it says up here, and it's very popular in this area. It's got a restaurant, a cafe, like a little kids area as well, and it's actually recently bought over by Simpsons. Now Simpsons, which is here as well, got it here, the sign here, it was bought over the other year. So the Christie family decided to sell the garden centre to Simpsons, and Simpsons have actually got three garden centres now in the northeast of Scotland. The outside bit here, and you've also got the play park. Get a better zoom in just a second, hopefully. Just here. And then coming up on this road here, this was the old route of the A96 from Aberdeen to Inverness, and there's been a £31 million redevelopment of the road. It happened a few years ago now, and now basically there's a bypass in Fochabers, so people no longer need to come into Fochabers to get further north or further south. But of course, it's always good to stop off at these places. Got lots of local things on offer. Just making our way into Fochabers town centre. We've got the fish bar here, a famous fish and chip shop, and we've also got the folk museum just across here. I can see a sculpture of Ur Willie. We'll have to go and see Ur Willie, I think. Probably would have been a former church. I haven't actually showed you off Monty yet. Here's Monty. Monty, you in Fochabers? No. You got all this sort of, this used to be like things for washing clothes and that, I believe, all this sort of stuff here. Another view of the fish bar. This is actually open between Tuesdays and Fridays 1 to 4, and on Saturdays, Sundays 2 to 4, and it's closed on Mondays. And you can see it's actually award winning. Got a lot of local history in here. And of course we've got Ur Willie. If you don't know about Ur Willie, he's like a famous character, like a magazine character, I think it is. This is him here. There's various different sculptures of him within the northeast of Scotland. And admission is actually free here. So there's a barber's here. There's also a local co-op and a post office and a cash machine, of course. Also got ice cream parlour. A little cold for ice cream even though it's in May. Sun's coming out a little bit, but yeah, it's not quite warm enough for ice cream. Just come to the Grand Arms Hotel. Hasn't got a menu, I can't see one at the moment. That's the opening times here though. Let's see it. Got an antique store on the left here. Just. So Fochabers was actually founded in 1776, and it's just situated just off A96, about 10 miles from Elgin, up in Moray, and it has a population of about 1,800 people. So yeah, quite a little town. It's got a lot going for it. Now here we are in the town centre of Fochabers. It's just hit 10 o'clock. You can hear the town bell. I'll show you it just here. So yeah, this road here, up until about 15 years ago, was the main way from Aberdeen to Inverness. Just imagine how busy this road would have been. All the traffic, all the lorries, all the vans, all the cars on this road. But now it's a lot quieter. People taking the bypass out of Fochabers. Much quieter. We'll actually go along to this fountain as well. Have a little look. We've got like a coffee shop over on the left hand side as well. We've got a little Italian. But this fountain, I don't know much about this fountain. Let's have a look. This golden sort of red fountain was erected by the inhabitants of Fochabers in acknowledgement of the liberality of the 6th Duke of Richmond and Gordon in supplying water to the town in 1878. That's what it says. You sniffing it, Monty? Looks like this the building here was founded in 1798 as well. So we're actually going to head down towards Gordon Castle area, also down towards Baxters and the Spey Bridge. Some other stores like a Scotmid. Unbelievably, there's a second cash machine in Fochabers. This is like there's a royalty in the northeast of Scotland. There's not many cash machines left in some of these local towns. Coming up on our right, this white building here is a Gordon Arms Hotel. They they serve meals. And we've also got the Kuish Cafe. It's actually closed today, or just not open quite yet. This is what they sell. Another view of the Gordon Arms Hotel here in Fochabers. Have a little look and see what they sell as well. A little look at the menu here. You've got starters, things on the grill, you've got sweets and coffee. We've also got local favourites here as well. Quite a popular bridal store here as well for brides getting married. And we've got a Chinese takeaway on the left hand side too. Just here is the Fochabers Bowling Club, and it's sort of the outdoor season for bowling at the moment. Sure that I'll get used quite a lot. And then a little store here called the Twisted Thistle on the right hand side here. Yeah, I just have so many memories of coming through Fochabers when I was younger on the way to Elgin. But yeah, it was 2012 2012 I think it was, that the bypass was opened. And on our right is the grounds to the Gordon Castle, which we will have a little look into a little bit later on. Just getting our first view of the gates to Gordon Castle. And there's a monument here for probably World War, I would have thought. And you've also got the grounds here for the cricket club. And there's also a monument here too. This is erected by, again, the natives of Fochabers and others to commemorate the heroic stand made against the forces of the King of Matabeleland? Matabeleland. I'm not sure if it's probably a butchered pronunciation of the word. But here's the cricket club here in the grounds. So we're just walking out of Fochabers at the time being. We're going to have a little look at the River Spey. And I'm not glad to get out of Fochabers, but I was just like absolutely bricking it when I was like recording myself speaking. With people walking about and cars going past, I just like get really nervous about it, and I want to spend a bit more time in the centre. I just get again so nervous about it. I don't know why, it's just that complexity I must have. But now we're making our way along the footpath. You can actually walk to another local town in this area, which is called Mistodlich. You can walk from Fochabers to Mistodlich. It's only about probably a mile or two walk, if that. And this also takes us to the world famous Baxters, which we'll talk about a little bit more as we get a little bit closer. We're also approaching sort of the other bit of the bypass towards at Fochabers. Sort of the turn off there is towards Spey Bay, and of course we've done a video at Spey Bay before. You're more than welcome to check that out. And it was actually before the bridge actually collapsed late last year. We actually recorded the video about a month or two before it collapsed. You're more than welcome, as I say, to watch that. I'm going to put that in the link in the description down below. I'll put a link to that in the description down below. But yeah, there's a turn off there at Spey Bay, as well as going towards Elgin in Inverness. That's where a lot of these cars will be going, I presume. Just turning around a brief second, there's a sculpture here. It looks like a salmon. Of course, this area is famous for salmon fishing, and it also says Fochabers on the front there. And this is the road we just came from. Just a footpath and cycle sign for Mistodlich, and we're just approaching the bridge here. And so between 1893 and 1966, Fochabers had a railway station, although after 1931 it was only open for freight. Like a lot of the local towns and villages within the northeast, a lot of them do have former railway lines, but just not so anymore. Just the main route between Aberdeen and Inverness. You get some cracking views on this bridge. You can't actually walk on these bits here, it's padlocked. So this is what we're going to have to do. I'm not going to get as close to the river as I thought. It's got the A96 over to our right, and on the left we've got the River Spey. Get a better view in just a moment. Here is the River Spey. I'll just pan over to the right. So this is where it basically exits towards Spey Bay and or towards Garmouth. I always remember a story my granny used to tell me, maybe still would tell me, she's still alive, but she used to tell us that she was once walking along this bridge when she was younger and her hat blew off, and that's just a story she's always repeated anytime she comes to this area. Is she lost her hat on this bridge, and she's always wondering where it ended up. It's probably many years ago now, and it's probably long gone. It's always something I'd remember that she used to tell us. Just beyond these trees as well is Baxters, where they produce food, and I'll speak about that in just a moment. And yeah, it's actually a nice day here. Oh, this is a beautiful view. Monty! This is a beautiful view here. Monty! Monty! You good boy. So here we are at the site of Baxters, where it all began for the Baxters family. We've got the famous stag statue here. I always remember this when I was little, seeing that beautiful statue. And then we've got the building here. So the cafe actually closed just basically during COVID, and it's never reopened since. And you can see it here. The restaurant and shop are closed, and it is sort of like a Highland village. I remember coming here during Christmas time as well. They used to have events on, and yeah, it's just a shame that this is now closed. Also coming here, there was a children's play park just around the corner here, and it's always a good spot to stop off on a family day out. Had some fantastic pancakes. I remember the pancakes were always very good, and yeah, it's just a shame that this has now been closed. I think it attracted so many visitors back in the day. I think they should really reopen it. Maybe it's just not on the agenda to ever reopen it. Yeah, it's just such a big building that's just lying empty. Just a shame that it's no longer in use. It's maybe just used for storage. I'm not too sure, to be honest. And then just down here is like the play park. I remember coming here again when I was younger with the family, with my brother, sister, mum and dad. And you can maybe just see it and no more maybe. We're actually heading down to the bottom car park. We're not going to go that far, but there's a play park just here with a climbing frame and things just over there. Yeah, you've got another view of the Spey down the bottom there too. You coming back, Monty? Good boy. Did you come in? So it was actually back in 1868 that a local man called George Baxter founded the Baxters Company. He actually worked at Gordon Castle, where he sort of thought that he would sort of want to found his own grocery business. So he decided to open that. He actually borrowed money from his family and opened up the shop. His wife began to make jams and jellies and fruits for the local area, and then it just grown ever since. They actually started to make canned food as well, so they made again jam and syrups, and yeah, it's exported all across the world. and then sort of in the late 1920s ended up making soup, and that's probably what they're most famous for. They sell soup right across the world. Monty's just sitting like a good boy here, aren't you? Yeah, they sell soup right across the world. I think Australia, they've got places Australia, the US, Europe. They might even have a factory, I think, in Poland. But a lot of it comes from here, here right in Fochabers. It's quite amazing to have like this place here in Fochabers that produces such a well-known brand of food. It was in the 1950s that it got royal recognition. So actually the late Queen grants Baxters the royal warrant of appointment. So you see like the emblem a lot of the companies have like on their brands if they have that sort of award. It's quite a good thing to have. It's obviously the best quality that UK can have. Baxters had it in the 1950s. I think the talk about all this food's making Monty hungry. All these biscuits. I'm afraid we've got no Baxters food with us. It is just dog biscuits, Monty. Good boy. So they used to have a headquarters here in Fochabers, of course. It was founded here in Fochabers. They've actually since moved it to Edinburgh. The daughter, the daughter who runs it now decided to, I think, move it to Edinburgh. I guess it's just more centralised location within Scotland as well, for the business to run out of. But yeah, just beyond here, this is where the factory is, just over here. Just talking about the visitor centre here, so actually attracted what's said to be about 200,000 people on a yearly basis, and yeah, it was closed like on Christmas Eve in 2020, and it actually was confirmed closure in February 2021, so it was only closed for a matter of 2 months before they closed it permanently, which is a real shame. And yeah, just a little bit more history. So in the 1960s, they developed the Best of Scotland concept, which included like specialist foods or gift packs. Department stores across basically the world, places like Harrods in London, they wanted a bit of Baxters, so they got a bit of Baxters in the end. Just pan the camera for one little look again at Baxters. You just see it is very busy here as well on the main road. I think potentially we can take the underpass across the road. And Baxters sell and create so many different kinds of soups. The ones that they're most famous for is like the broth soup. It could be chicken broth and also cockaliki soup as well. And we're just going to pan around a second just to get a little sign of Baxters here before we go under the underpass. So we can actually head under the underpass just here to get across the road. Right here, Baxters Food Group, established 1868. I get the zoom to work here. There we go. There we go. Be quite a busy site, I'd imagine. Lots of suppliers across the UK. So yeah, if we wanted to, we could continue on this way to Mistodlich. We're not going to do that. We're actually going to come back under the underpass and back on the route we were first on. I must say I do like it when it's quieter. It's not very exciting to watch, I guess, but I do feel a lot more confident when there's no one going around, but I guess that's not really the point of vlogging. You sort of have to get out there and explore things and do it when people are around as well. I'm just very conscious of myself when I'm doing it. And yeah, things like this when it's nice and quiet I prefer, but as I say, the quiet parts are not the exciting parts, I'm afraid. And one interesting fact about Baxters is it's actually the #1 selling or producer of beetroot within the UK. That was back in the 1970s that they achieved that. Just walking along the bridge again now. Monty's tying me up in knots. There we go. Sorry about that. So Fochabers is actually very much famed in the area, UK-wide, worldwide for Speyfest. Speyfest is like a massive music festival that happens in July. It was founded in 1995, so around 31 years ago, by James Alexander. So he was actually he actually played in the Fochabers Fiddlers, and he sort of decided that or realised that Fochabers would be a great setting for like an event, like a music event in the summer. So yeah, 1995 it started. It's been going for 31 years now, and yeah, in July it usually takes place. So it's founded on the premise that there's a lot of music, a lot of Celtic music, a lot of folk music, a lot of traditional music. So they also have things like local dancers, local crafts as well, and it sort of gives like like a exposure, basically exposure for musicians in the area to come to Spey Fest and perform. So it started off with around 300 people back in its first year in 1995, and it now has like a 1,500 tented like a capacity village, welcoming visitors of all ages. So I've never been, but I believe it's an absolutely fantastic weekend of music and laughs and things like that as well. And yeah, it did stop for 2 years during COVID, between 2020 and 2021. But yeah, in July 2022 it celebrated the 25th anniversary. This summer, it should take place between the 24th of July to the 26th of July. So it does take place on a Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And yeah, this area will be absolutely buzzing with people, festival goers, all sorts of people within the area. I don't know where Monty's going. Monty! You're not going that way, that's for sure. Come on, this way. Good boy. So yeah, if you're ever in the area, late July, likelihood is that Spey Fest will be going ahead, whatever year you come to visit. Better get your accommodation booked up quickly for that, or maybe you can camp out somewhere too. I guess the prices might increase that just over that weekend, but it's going to be something we might have to look into. I think the tickets are already on sale, but yeah, I think it would be quite good to go 1 year, even just for a day out. Sounds like quite a good time. So we're just reapproaching the grounds of Gordon Castle. So it's got a walled garden, a cafe shop, and then of course the castle itself. We won't be getting too close to the castle. I don't believe it's actually open to the public. But yeah, we'll get to the walled garden. We'll probably just pay to get in there. We've also got, on these grounds here, they've got the Highland Games, which is actually the first Highland Games in the area, of the season I should say, on the 17th of May. So it's only a week or two away, next Sunday in fact, with the Highland Games season starting, and then it'll finish on the first Saturday in September at Braemar. Come on then. We'll go have a little rest in the garden, I think, won't we? Yes. So the walled garden at Gordon Castle opens at 10 AM this time of the year, so it's just about, what time is it now? It's about almost 11 o'clock. So yeah, we'll have a little look. I think it's £10.50 to get in. It'll be a castle by appointment, so yeah, you must have to sort of book or whatever or get invited to the castle, it looks like here. Be open 7 days a week. They offer a reduced rate in the winter time. I think it's about £5.50 for adults. Concession slightly less for children and for, you know, your senior citizens. I've never actually been here before. This is my first time. It's a bit of a learning experience for me too. Hope it'll be quite easy to get to. So we are just going over a bridge on the A96 here towards the Elgin direction, and then up north towards Aberdeen is this direction here. Yeah, it looks like a little bit of a walk to get to the walled garden, but that's fine. So Gordon Castle was actually built as one of Scotland's largest houses back in the 1770s by the Duke of Gordon. So yeah, it was sort of named after them, and it was the home of the Gordon family, which is one of the oldest families in Scotland. And during the Great Wars, the castle was actually used as a hospital for returning soldiers. And some of the Gordon family actually was in the war, and when they returned to the castle, the castle was actually sold back to the Crown in 1938. So that was actually during World War II. What Monty's doing. Come on, we're not going that way. This way. So the Gordon Castle actually felt in hard times, and back in just after World War II, it was actually bought by Lieutenant General Sir George Gordon Lennox, as I say, just after World War II, and he was sort of forced to renovate it quite substantially during that time. And it was his wife him and his wife sort of began the restoration, and the now grandson of Sir George and his wife Zara continue to do that today. So they were the ones that actually rejuvenated the Highland Games that I was talking about earlier. They're the ones that had the idea of restarting that, because actually about 30 years it stopped for until they brought it back to Fochabers. And we've just got a little glimpse here, so you can actually get to the castle and the state office down this direction here. But here is the walled garden and cafe and shop, so we'll go and have a little look for just now. And I've just learnt that today the estate offers like accommodation in the castle for self-catering holidays, And of course you'll get all the sort of salmon fishing, you'll get access to the walled garden here as well. Monty, come on. So yeah, just learning about that. That's also what they've had to do to sort of renovate the castle itself. Here we've just got a sign for the Walled Garden Cafe and Shop. Take it straight on, or the Garden Cottage, Lakeside House and Cottage is on to the right. We actually could have gone back to the car here to drive it down here. It probably been a bit quicker. I think it's a bit of a walk still to get to the Walled Garden. So we have made it just behind me here to the Walled Garden here at Garden Castle Estate. We're going to pay our way in, have a little look around the Walled Garden itself. And yeah, there's a little shop here, pan into, and we'll just pay our £10.50. I don't know how big the garden is, but yeah, you've got a car park here. You've also got the electrical charging points here, but yeah, no, a very good size car park here. Just gonna have a little look here. Yeah, they do allow dogs, I believe. I'm just gonna double check that. Bit of overview here. So I just paid our way into the walled garden here, just spoke to the girl. She was just saying that dogs are allowed as long as they're kept on a lead. So of course we'll do that with Monty. I've got like a sticker just to prove I've paid. And here is the walled garden. And she also said there's a cafe just on the right hand side. And it's just like a self-guided tour, I believe. Some of it is roped off. Just finding your way around the walled garden. Do have a little bit of lay of the land here actually, just wondering where we are. So we must be here, down here, and you've actually got a maze right at the back of the garden. You've got all the sort of vegetable beds, lavender garden, there's a water feature, there's also a children's play area, and this is actually where we are. So Aberdeen is here, Inverness is here, we're actually sort of right in the middle here, just right where the arrow is just there. It's got all the history of Garden Castle here too. So this is the 4th Duke of Garden, with the castle first built in 1470. All the sort of plants they must be growing here too. Very identifiable. So let's go through here. We've got massive greenhouses here as well. And this is again where we are. So we'll just have a walk around, and over to the left looks like there's a maze with a cafe behind us. I was talking to the girl at the shop. She was saying it was quite quiet. So it looks to be quite peaceful here. There's also lots of people tending to a lot of the areas here. And it is the season, you know, it's coming into summertime as well. This is sort of early spring to summer. Beautiful. So many different walking points within the walled garden here at Garden Castle. It is absolutely lovely here. It's actually 8 acres in size, this garden. Yeah, it is massive. You've also got like benches dedicated to local people. You've got Ewan Christie, he died young, 1970 to 2021. What you doing, Monty? You having good fun? I'm not sure if you're bored or not, but it is lovely here. Yes, as I said, it's almost 8 acres in size, and it's one of the oldest and largest kitchen gardens here in the UK, and it's been restored to its former glory by the world famous designer Arne Maynard, and it's sort of constantly tended by a local team of workers here. I've seen quite a lot back in the background there. They're all tending to all the plants, with all the fruit, the vegetables, all the flowers. Yeah, a lot of work goes into this to make it look as good as this. With it being a walled garden, you've also got the massive walls here. Just letting Monty lead the way. Out there, Monty. Going in this way. We haven't actually got a view of Gordon Castle. I don't know if you can actually see it from the walled garden here. If not, at some point I'll probably put a picture of Gordon Castle into this video just to show you what it actually looks like. Because I'm conscious that we actually won't get that close to it on this video, because it is like a by appointment only, basically. You can get into it. It's a little, like, I don't know what you would call this, like some sort of gazebo here. All the grown vegetables that possibly could be rhubarb. Looks like it could be maybe raspberries growing here as well, or maybe it's not, maybe not quite yet. You wouldn't think that we're just off the A96 here. It's so peaceful. You can hear a little bit of traffic, but yeah, it's relatively peaceful here. I think this is like the sort of maze area. I thought it was actually like a massive hedges, but it's not. It's more just like a circular walking path. But yeah, it's a maze to get to the centre here with the sculpture in the centre there. Yeah, you can see all the people tending to all the vegetation off in the distance there. Got a good day for it in there, that's for sure. Monty, Monty, here, here. He's a clever boy. Monty, Monty. What you doing? Good boy. You want a biscuit? You want the biscuit? Let's get your biscuits out for you. It's like, hurry up, Dad, get the biscuits to me. There you go. Good boy. You wanna sit? You wanna sit? Get your view with the Gordon Castle walled garden, Monty. There you go. Good boy. Love to get like a proper aerial view of this garden. I know we've seen it on the map, but I'd love to see it like in real life, just to see like the size of it. Again, you can look at that on Google Maps or something, but again, if I can get a picture of that, I'll insert it into the video. We're coming down to sort of the start of this little maze bit. We're gonna have a little walk to see what that sign says over the centre there. It might say something. Yeah, you've got some great views over in this direction. And the sun's coming out, which is always good. We could try and find our way to the centre of the maze. Don't know how long that would take me. So there's a sign here. I think it must be all the plants and how to identify them. I think that's what this is. Yeah, this is what it is. So yeah, if you're into your gardening, you definitely should be coming here. Just stopped off in the centre of the walled garden just for a few minutes. We're just going to take some biscuits for Monty, get a bit of a break. And there's a nice water fountain just here. There's not. Monty is always interested in the biscuits instead. Yeah, so there is quite a few benches within the walled garden just to sit and take in the views, just a bit of like peace, a bit of ambience. It's actually great to do that, just take a few moments out there, just to appreciate this area. It was really good to do. And now we're just sort of walking over to the left of the garden here. You could probably spend, quite a lot of time here if you wanted to. It is beautiful here. So the garden is open from 10 AM to 4 PM and it is open 7 days a week. And the restaurant here is open at 10 AM to 4 PM also, but it's only open Wednesdays through to Sundays, so it is closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. Now, as I was talking about earlier, the concession price is £8.50 for over 6 days, and for children it's £5.50. But then from the winter time, from like November time through to April, they offer a reduced rate. So adults are £5.50, concessions are £4.50, and children are only £3.50. But you can also pay for a membership period as well, which would get you in for like an annual membership, but you'd be covered to come here as much as you like. Looks like down here they're growing apricot. And there's another bench here. We're just going to stop off a second. You actually get some cracking views of like the scenery in the area and also the walled garden itself too. You come this way? You go this way? Monty's going to be shattered by the time he comes home. All the smells he's had to contend with over the last while we've been here, in the course of the morning as well in Fochabers. It's a really nice morning here. Definitely lots to see and do. It's got potatoes and pumpkins growing in this patch here. What have we got here? So we've just, okay, there's flowers here, I think. We have spent a bit of time here, a lot of it off camera. What we're going to do is we might just head off to the cafe, we might have a little look and just see what they offer, and then we'll head back to the car, I reckon, after that. But yeah, this is epic, this is really nice. So then the walled garden as well, by the cafe, you've got an outside area with some seats and tables. It's a cracking day like this, definitely sit outside. I'm just going to see if you're allowed dogs in to this place first before I end up stopping off here. In fact, on the door, look what it says. So yeah, we have just stopped off at the cafe here. I've ordered myself a cup of tea and I think it's a sticky toffee biscoff cake. And the manager actually came out to give Monty a biscuit. She has 2 dogs herself and absolutely loves dogs. And then the waitress gave a bowl to Monty. And yeah, he's just still here chilling out. Well, I've got my cake, and Monty's also got some biscuits in the bag here. So they do have like a selection of hot drinks in the cafe, and also plenty of different cakes and hot drinks too. That was really good, that cake there. It's a Biscoff sticky toffee pudding sort of cake. Delicious. And yeah, the cakes look there, all the cakes there look really nice. The staff are really nice as well. The manager there, he just gave Monty a second biscuit. I went to the toilet inside, and by the time he came out she had one ready for him. Yeah, definitely love to come back here, even just for the food itself. They way to start serving lunch as well. So yeah, they sell lots of different things for lunch. It's probably the standard typical menu, but it's some nice things, I'm sure. And now we're just exiting the garden here, having one last look. We're going to make our way back to the car. Does look some darker skies above here. The forecast is due to rain around 12 o'clock, and it is just hitting 12 o'clock just now. So we're going to be heading back to the car, hopefully before it rains. Monty. Lots of sniffs here, eh Monty? Lots of smells. He's obsessed with that plant, but whatever is on that, whatever dog peed on that, Monty is fascinated by it. Come on in. Come on. Monty. Let's just leaving the grounds of Gordon Castle just now. Let's a quick look at this monument here. It's got, yeah, a Roll of Honour, that's what it is, yeah, for World War II. All the list of names of local people who would have passed and died. All different Yeah, so in honoured and careful remembrance of those men and the parish of the Bell, whose names are inscribed and hereon and fell who fell in the war in the Great War, 1914 to 1919. List the names here too. All the poppy wreaths here too. If I told you this was the local primary school, I'm not sure if you would believe me. It looks more like a private school than a primary school. Yeah, Mills Primary School is what this building is, and also within Fochabers they also have Mills High School as well. Yeah, you just wouldn't think that this is a primary school. It almost looks too grand to be a primary school. We're just walking back to the car now, and then we're going to head home. But first we will summarise the video and we'll say goodbye. So that's us back now in the car here in Fochabers. Really nice morning in Fochabers. Haven't really stopped off in Fochabers for a long time. So it's nice to be back, have a little look around. As I said earlier, I feel so nervous, like honestly so nervous about like vlogging or recording in public. I don't know what it is. It's something that I need to improve on, something that I need to get better at, and sort of more confident at. I think it maybe it sends the video like in a downward direction, as I'm not feeling confident enough, and I can't record things, and I think the videos could be so much better if I had more confidence in myself, to be able to sort of put a better video out there, and things like this, like earlier being at the walled garden, a bit more confidence, but not a lot of confidence. But when it's a bit quieter, I feel as if I can do a bit better. But yeah, when there's people around, I just like crumble. Yeah, not very good at all. But yeah, really good visit. I think Monty enjoyed himself too. I think he's knackered. And yeah, it was good to stop off at Baxters. Haven't been there for years as well, ever since it closed down. A bit of give a bit of overview of that. Seen the River Spey from the distance as well. Of course, walking around Fochabers itself, stopping off at Christie's, didn't actually go in, or Simpsons as it's now called, the garden centre. But if you're ever in Fochabers, you probably should stop off there for a drink, or like a fine piece or a meal, a lunch, something like that, and stop off at Simpsons if you can. And yeah, back to the walled garden at Gordon Castle. Very lovely place, I must say. If you're into that sort of thing, like the horticultural flower thing, definitely come and visit. And yeah, it's a really good offer for the entry fee as well. And yeah, the cafe, really nice. The staff are absolutely great. They're really good. And I think I was about $7.50 for a tea and a cake. I'm not sure if that's expensive or not. It's not too bad, to be fair, but the cake was really good. A good slab of cake always goes down as a treat. Monty is in the back here. Monty, you want a carrot? You want a carrot, boy? Here you go. You get that? Good boy. Here's your super boy. Yeah, we're going to be heading off now, heading home. Just got like a 25-minute drive home, so it's not too long at all. And yeah, I'll just say thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll be back soon with another video. Goodbye. One last view of Monty and his carrot. You looking so shiny in the back there, Monty. You want another one? Give you one more? You're looking super shiny. Good boy. Okay, goodbye.